Good day, everyone. I am Roxanne Cruz. I will discuss the standard error of the estimate and the prediction interval. Let's define first what is standard error of the estimate. The standard error of the estimate, denoted by S sub EST, is the standard deviation of the observed y values about the predicted y prime values. To solve for standard error of the estimate, let's use this formula. S sub EST is equal to square root of summation of y minus y prime square all over n minus 2. The standard error of the estimate is similar to the standard deviation, but the mean is not used. As can be seen from the formula, the standard error of the estimate is the square root of the unexplained variation. That is the variation due to the difference of the observed values and the expected values, divided by n minus 2. So the closer the observed values are to the predicted values, the smaller the standard error of the estimate will be. Let's proceed to first example, the copy machine maintenance cost. A researcher collects the following data and determines that there is a significant relationship between the age of a copy machine and its monthly maintenance cost. The regression equation is y prime is equal to 55.57 plus 8.13x. Find the standard error of the estimate. In the first column, yung mga machine. In the second column, yung years sa bawat machine denoted as X. In the third column, yung monthly cost ng bawat machine denoted as Y. Solve the standard error of the estimate. Let's consider the following steps. Step 1. Make a table. In column 1, input the X values. For column 2, input the Y values. In column 3, predicted Y prime values. In column 4, difference of Y values and predicted values. For column 5, square the difference of Y values and predicted values. For step 2, using the regression line equation, y prime is equal to 55.57 plus 8.13x. Compute the predicted values y prime for each x and place the results in the column labeled y prime. For x is equal to 1, we have 55.57 plus 8.13 times 1 equals 63.70. X equals 2, we have 71.83, x equals 3, we have 79.96, x equals 4, we have 88.09, x equals 6, we have 104.35. Step 3. For each y, subtract y prime and place the answer in the column labeled y minus y prime. We have 62 minus 63.70 is equal to negative 1.70. 78 minus 71.83 equals 6.17. 70 minus 79.96 equals negative 9.96. 90 minus 88.09 equals 1.91. 93 minus 88.09 equals 4.91. 103 minus 104.35 equals negative 1.35. Next step is step 4. Square the numbers found in step 3 and place the squares in the column labeled y minus y prime square. We have negative 1.70 square equals 2.89, 6.17 square equals 38.0689, negative 9.96 square equals 99.2016, 1.91 square equals 3.6481. 4.91 square equals 24.1081. Negative 1.35 square equals 1.8225. And step 5, find the sum of numbers in the last column. The summation of y minus y prime square is equal to 169.7392. Step 6. Substitute in the formula and find S sub EST or standard error of the estimate. Substitute the summation of y minus y prime square in the formula. We have now the square root of 169.7392 all over 6 minus 2 equals 6.51. Our standard error of the estimate in given example is 6.51. And also, the standard error of the estimate can be found by using the formula S sub EST equals square root of summation of y square minus a times summation of y minus b summation of x and y all over n minus 2. With the same example, the copy machine maintenance cost. Let's solve for the standard error of the estimate by the using second formula. Consider the following steps. Step 1, make a table. In the first column, input the x values. For second column, input the y values. In the third column, the product of x and y. And the fourth column, square the y values. For step 2, find the product of x and y values and place the results in the third column. We have 1 times 62 equals 62. 2 times 78 equals 156. 3 times 70 equals 210. 4 times 90 equals 360. 4 times 93 equals 372. 6 times 103 equals 618. Step 3. Square the y values and place the results in the fourth column. We have 62 square equals 3,844, 78 square equals 6,084, 70 square equals 4,900, 90 square equals 8,100, 93 square equals 8,649, 103 square equals 10,609. And step 4, find the sums of the second, third, and fourth columns. The summation of y values is equal to 496. The summation of the product of x and y is equal to 1,778. The summation of y square is equal to 42,186. Step 5, from the regression equation, y prime is equal to 55.57 plus 8.13x. A is equal to 55.57 yung y prime intercept and B is equal to 8.13 yung slope natin. For step 6, substitution. Substitute those values that we gathered before in our table. We have S sub EST equals square root of summation of y square minus a times summation of y minus b summation of x and y all over n minus 2 is equal to square root of 42,186 minus 55.57 times 496 minus 8.13 times 1,778 all over 6 minus 2. Ang answer is 6.48. The result is the same from the first result using the first formula. The only difference is that decimal point. Any of the two formula we can use to solve the standard error of the estimate. Standard error of the estimate can be used for constructing a prediction interval similar to a confidence interval about a y prime value. The prediction interval predicts in what range a future individual observation will fall. Further explanation, let's move to this graph. As you can see, the prediction interval is wider than the confidence interval, and the red line is the regression line. Yung confidence interval is kung saan mas nagfo-fall yung mga data. To solve for prediction interval, let's use the example copy machine maintenance cost. If the regression line equation for the age of a machine and the monthly maintenance cost is y prime is equal to 55.57 plus 8.13x, then the predicted maintenance cost for a 3-year-old machine will be y prime is equal to 55.57 plus 8.13 times 3 equals $79.96. To solve for prediction interval, let's use this formula. Y prime plus minus t sub alpha over 2 times s sub est times the square root of 1 plus 1 divided by n plus n times x minus mean square divided by n times the summation of x squared minus the summation of x squared with the degrees of freedom n minus 2. For the data below, find the 95% prediction interval for the monthly maintenance cost of a machine that is 3 years old. To solve this, let's consider the following steps. Step 1. Find the summation of x squared, and the mean. The summation of x is equal to 20. The summation of x squared is equal to 82. For the mean, we have 20 divided by 6 is equal to 3.3. For step 2, find the y prime for x is equal to 3. So, nakuha na natin to kanina, yung $79.96. Step 3, find the standard error of the estimate. Yung standard error of the estimate natin is 6.48. Step 4, substitute in the formula and solve. Yung t sub alpha over 2 is equal to 2.776. Yung degrees of freedom is equal to 4 for 95%. Using this table, t distribution, we get the t sub alpha over 2 is equal to 2.776. The intersection of degrees of freedom and the 95%. Substitute those values in our formula in prediction interval. Using the calculator, the answer will be from 60.53 to 99.39. Hence, you can be 95% confident that the intervals from 60.53 to 99.39 contains value of y. Another example, alumni contributions. The director of an alumni association for a small college wants to determine that there is a significant relationship between the amount of an alumnus contribution in dollars and the years the alumnus has been out of school. The regression equation is y prime is equal to 453.176 minus 50.439x. Find the standard error of the estimate. In column 1, we have 1, 5, 3, 10, 7, and 6, yung years natin. And the column 2, yung contributions, 500, 100, 350, 75, 80. For the solution, step 1, make a table. We have in the column 1, x values, column 2, y values, column 3, y prime values, column 4, y minus y prime values, and column 5 is square of y minus y prime. Step 2. Substitute each x values in given regression line equation. For x equals 1, we have 402.737. For x equals 5, we have 200.981. For x equals 3, we have 301.859. For x equals 10, we have negative 51.214. For x equals 7, we have 100.103. For x equals 3, we have 150.542. Step 3. For each y, subtract y prime and place the answer in the column labeled y minus y prime. 500 minus 402.737 equals 97.263. 100 minus 200.981 equals negative 100.981. 300 minus 301.859 equals negative 1.859. 50 minus negative 51.214 equals 101.214. 75 minus 100.103 equals negative 25.103. 80 minus 150.542 equals negative 70.542. Step 4. Square the numbers found in Step 3 and place the squares in the column labeled y minus y prime square. And Step 5. Find the sum of the numbers in the last column. We have 97.263 square equals 9,460.0912. Negative 100.981 square equals 10,197.1624. Negative 1.859 square equals 3.4559. 101.214 square equals 10,244.2438. Negative 25.103 square equals 630.1606. Negative 70.542 square equals 4,976.1738 with the sum of 35,511.2877. Step 6. Substitute in the formula and find the standard error of the estimate. S sub est equals square root of summation of y minus y prime is square all over n minus 2 equals square root of 35,511.2877 over 6 minus 2 equals 94.22. Our standard error of the estimate in given example is 94.22. Now let's solve for prediction interval. For the data below, find the 90% prediction interval when x equals 4 years. For the solution, step 1, find the summation of x squared, and the mean. For this table, the summation of x is equal to 32. The summation of x squared is equal to 220. For the mean, 32 divided by 6 equals 5.3. Step 2, find the y prime for x equals 4 years. Y prime equals 453.176 minus 50.439x. Substitute the x value equals 453.176 minus 50.439 times 4 equals 251.42. Sa step 3 naman, find the standard error of the estimate. Yung standard error of the estimate natin is 94.22. Step 4, substitute in the formula and solve. Yung t sub alpha over 2 is equal to 2.132. The degrees of freedom is equal to 4 for 90%. Using this table, t-distribution, kaya nakuha natin yung 2.132 na t sub alpha over 2 is yung intersection ng degrees of freedom na 4 and yung 90%. Substitute those values in our formula in prediction interval using the calculator. The answer will be from 31.06 to 479.78. Hence, you can be 90% confident that the interval from 31.06 to 479.78 contains the value of y. That will be all. Thank you for listening.